Hello and welcome back. Today we are doing something a little bit different. So I spend a lot of time teaching BAs, OBMs, my done-for-you service pros, how to create offers that actually grow with their business. But I don't spend a lot of time pulling back the curtain on how I make the same decisions in my own business. So today we're going to do just that. I'm going to give you a behind-the-scenes look about why I am completely rebuilding Expansion. It was my 4-month one-on-one coaching program for VAs and OBMs to essentially create their own strategic offers, and so that way they can earn more, less time, etc., etc. I'm going to talk about what sparked this idea and what I am learning through the process. So here is the thing. When you have an offer, it's not necessarily meant to stay exactly the same forever. You evolve, your clients evolve, your offers evolve. That's the way it should be. And that is what happened here. So when I first created Expansion, how long have I been doing this? Like a year and a half, maybe almost 2. I don't think quite 2 years, maybe a year and a half. The goal was simple, right? I really wanted my done-for-you service pros to get away from hourly retainer offers or just working hourly, period. Because I experienced the stress, I experienced the burnout, I was like, this is not the best way to have a done-for-you business. There are better ways. And so the focus was on creating a trust-building offer, a small offer that naturally led into a signature core offer. Great. So that worked. Clients were getting clarity. They were signing better fit clients. Their business felt more intentional. They had better messaging. Everything flowed easier. Love it. But then interesting things started happening. I would have my clients ask me about different types of things because a lot of my clients like having retainers alongside their core offers. And that's fabulous. I agree. It's great. It's your business. As long as their strategy, the decision comes from an intentional place. Fantastic. And so clients would ask, okay, I don't want my retainers to be hourly based anymore. How do I do that? And so I would be, coach one person on that. And then somebody else would ask, I would answer the same types of questions, et cetera, et cetera. And then somebody else would ask okay, I don't really like this core offer idea because it is project based, it's time limited, and that just feels really stressful to me. And somebody else would ask, well, how can I keep supporting clients? They're still asking me for things after their core offer. And of course, I'm answering these questions and then same situation, and more people are asking this. And because I was hearing the same types of questions over and over again, I realized that these were not just random. They weren't things that I'm just teaching people as a bonus topic. They were what they needed to fill out the client journey for their own clients. And whenever I was hearing the same question from multiple clients, I shifted from saying, okay, how do I answer this? And then I thought, is this actually missing from my own framework? And in this case, the answer was yes. It makes complete sense that I include these trainings for my one-on-one expansion clients. And so I did. So now Expansion includes creating how you create non-hourly retainers, which we love, and maintenance offers that their clients can do after their core offer is completed, because that's what my clients needed, right? That's what they told me that they needed to do. And I'm really excited about the maintenance offer because it really helps to solve this problem of needing to keep getting clients, right? Because I see people build these really really project-based offers. They deliver amazing results. Their clients are happy. And then they're like, all right, bye. Thanks for working together, And then they're back to marketing, networking, et cetera, so they can get a new client. And that can be exhausting. And a maintenance offer is really amazing because it keeps your clients with you for longer. So they have this ongoing relationship with you. So instead of every client relationship just setting back to zero, you now have a path for them to stay. You are still giving them value, you're still helping them, but it's lower lift for you. And you can just have a handful of these and they might equal the same income as one of your core offer clients. And that's so cool because now your revenue gets to stabilize. You don't need so many new clients. And then because they know you, and then they'd be like, oh, wait, I have another project. I want to work on this thing. And then you can shift them into that project, then go back to the maintenance. It's really cool. All that is amazing. I'm really excited. There's another part of the story that I haven't shared yet. So while this was happening, I had recently joined a program to improve my email marketing. And of course, it starts with messaging because everything does, because it's really important. And as I was working on my business and the messaging and, and then that program, what was coming up was this whole idea to expansion. And my immediate reaction was no, because my clients are not going to want to join a 6-month program. That seems like so much to me. And the reason, and again, so right now it was 4 months and now it's 6 months because I'm adding in these new things, and you can't just do that and not expand the time. Because that's just too much to ask of a person who is busy, right? Like 6 months, and then, is more spacious. It gives you time to implement, like it's not so much rushed. So you're really getting a lot of value like in that time. And it's kind of I don't know, it's like a nice space to hold. But I thought nobody's going to want this for 6 months. I decided that, right? So then the person, in these email programs like, no, like I love a 6-month offer. And I was like, okay, let me ask my current clients. And so instead of guessing, I asked my current clients, and I was so surprised by the answers. Almost every single one of them, it was like 95% of them were like, yes, please. Like, that's amazing. Like, and like, can I sign up for this? Can I transition to 6 months? And I was like, holy crap. Like, that was not the answer I was expecting. And when they, were telling me they'd happily extend because they wanted continued support, they wanted these new modules because they were having these questions, it was such a good reminder that assumptions are not data. It is so easy to make business decisions based on what we think that people want, but it's much better to actually ask them. So, expansion is now becoming a 6-month coaching experience. And it's not because, I just said, let me make it longer, because this transformation deserves and needs more space. Now my clients are making an entire offer ecosystem, and it is so cool. And now, it is amazing, and I still don't feel 100% certain about every change. And I don't think that most business owners ever do. Whenever you are creating a new offer, evolving your offer, there's always some little voice in the back of your head wondering if you're making the right decision. Is this too much? Will people want to pay for this? Am I overcomplicating things? And I had some of these doubts. That's normal, but I also had something more valuable. I had evidence. I had client conversations. I had patterns. I had the excitement from people inside of my program right now. And that can be enough. Sometimes you just have to trust what you are seeing instead of what you are fearing. And the funny part is that as I was expanding like the back end of the client journey, another gap became obvious at the front end, because I was thinking like something is missing, and I really want to create this new like trust building offer. And this idea came to me. And so I'm really excited because from all of this work and all of these thoughts, and this like expanding in the evolution of my offer, this other idea came. And so I'm going to start building that too. I'm going to keep it a secret for now because I haven't even started working on it yet, but it's something I'll be working on over the next couple of months, and I'm really excited about it. And so that's just like some other evidence to show you that when you start doing these things, you get inspired and new ideas come up, and it can change everything about your business really quickly. So if there's one thing that I hope that you take away from this episode, it is this. Your clients are constantly showing you what they need next. The question is whether you're paying attention to that. Because the best offers are not built in isolation. They're not built in your head. They're built by listening. They're built by spotting patterns. They're built by testing your assumptions. And they're built by being willing to evolve and to change. And so if you have been feeling like your business has hit a ceiling, or you're wondering whether your own client journey has gaps that are holding you back, I would love to help you. I offer free business audits. So we will look at your offers, your pricing, your client journey, and what's keeping your business from growing the way that you want it to. And if you are not quite ready for that, make sure that you are on my email list, because I will be sharing more behind the scenes as this new version of Expansion officially launches next week. Both links are in the show notes, so I hope to see you there. So thank you so much for listening, and I will see you guys on the next episode. That's a wrap on today's episode, and thank you so much for listening. If anything we talked about today made you think, okay, well, what does this actually look like in my business? That's exactly what a free business audit is for. In just 45 minutes, I'll help you identify your unstructured expertise, pinpoint what's keeping you capped, and map out what your signature method could look like. There's a link in the show notes to grab your spot, and I will see you in the next episode.